Hey guys, I kind of wanted to address something that has come up a couple times in the office this weekend. Today it's Wednesday. Yesterday it was Tuesday, and I had three people at that point in the week that had said something to me about being nervous. And one of them was a new patient, but the other two had been under care for a little while, and they were nervous about being adjusted. And by the time the second, third person came with the same concerns, I asked what was going on. And apparently there was some news story or something about somebody being hurt by a chiropractor. And every couple of years this comes out, and then somebody will run into a story or an article or something that will have the chiropractor hurting somebody at the center of the story, which always drives me nuts. So I had to cool down a little bit, so I apologize if I get a little bit wound up during this video. But there are between 30 and 40 million people that will go to a chiropractor every single year. Between 30 and 40 million. What I pay in my malpractice insurance, I don't know exactly what it is, but it's less than $2,000 a year for my malpractice, which is nothing. If you know anything about malpractice insurance, it's nothing. So between 30 and 40 million people will go to a chiropractor, and one instance of somebody being hurt or even claiming that they've been hurt. And they're not even just claiming that they've been hurt, but a lot of times when people go to the emergency room with certain conditions, they will ask if they've been to a chiropractor. It's almost as if they're baiting them in to see where they can blame something or pin something on a chiropractor. The reason this drives me absolutely crazy is because properly prescribed medical care, medications, medical procedures are the third leading cause of death in our country. The third leading cause of death. And people listen to their medical doctors without even thinking about it. But when somebody runs a story about chiropractic or chiropractic supposedly hurting somebody, then it becomes this nationwide issue where people get all up in arms and people get worried about something that is really one of the most safe and effective things that you can do for your overall health. The reason it just baffles me, and I'm so thankful for these patients that do bring it up to me, because if you're concerned about any medical procedure, you should talk to the doctor about it. I encourage every single one of my patients, if you're concerned about anything we're doing in this office, anything you're doing in another office, you need to talk to your doctor about it. That's important, and we'll change the way we do things if we need to, if you're nervous about something. And I appreciate that trust and the patients that, even though they're concerned, they're still here in the office and they're still trust us with what we do. And I always pour this back to chiropractors because we don't do a good enough job of educating people and gaining people's trust and gaining the community's trust. I think so many people are just getting by to where they're not. When my patients have a concern, they talk to me about it, and that's why our practice is full, and that's why we have people getting better consistently. But as far as chiropractic being, there's so many. What amazes me about chiropractic is when people come into our office, we don't put anything in their body and we don't take anything out of their body, and their body changes for the positive. We start to see amazing things. We start to see miracles in people's lives, miracles in people's bodies, things that people have been dealing with for years start to heal, and we haven't put anything in, we haven't put anything out. It's safe, it's gentle, it's effective, but people don't even think about when they go to a medical doctor and they take a drug or they take a surgery or they take a protocol that really affects their whole physiology. Every single day in my office, I hear about people that have had negative side effects from medical care. Every single day, nobody's questioning their medical doctors. Nobody's questioning that medical care. And I'm not here to rag on medical doctors. I'm so thankful I live in a country where we have good medical care in the event of a catastrophe or in a life-saving situation. However, that system does not work for healthcare. That system does not work for healthcare. If you are a healthy person, I guarantee you, there's no way to be a healthy person if the person you're listening to about health is a medical doctor. And that's a generalization, but it's a generalization that's true. Unless the person that you're getting your health advice from is a trainer, a CrossFit coach, a chiropractor, a naturopath, a natural doctor, you don't have good health. And when I say good health, I'm saying you're not consistently taking medications for conditions. Your poop comes out well. You exercise regularly. You eat regularly. You sleep very well. All these things. You consume enough water. You have good sex. All these things are things that are needed for, if you don't fall in that category, you're not living a life as healthy as you could. And you're probably not listening to the right people when it comes to your overall health and how to live a healthy lifestyle. So I wanted to address a couple of these things. It does obviously get kind of wound up when I start to hear some of these things. Another thing I'll bring up about these things, about when these negative stories come out about chiropractic, is I've had people come into my office. We see a lot of people. I've had people come into my office, leave here and get broken up with. I've had people come into my office, leave here and get into car accidents. I've had people come into my office and have bad things happen to them afterwards. Okay? And it's just a statistical thing that bad things can happen when you leave anywhere, if you have enough opportunities. When you have between 30 and 40 million people leaving chiropractors throughout the year, there's a huge chance that a couple of those are going to have medical events following. That proves correlation, that does not prove causation. There's very few studies, there's very few hard evidence that shows any causation of chiropractic causing any long-term issues. And that's why my malpractice is less than $2,000 a year. One of the biggest side effects that people have from chiropractic care is soreness, and that can range from a lot of soreness or a little bit of soreness. But what I always say with that, and one of the reason why I addressed this prior to even becoming an issue, is because if we're making a change to your anatomy, I expect some soreness. If you put braces on your teeth with the intent of those teeth changing, you're going to get some soreness in those gums. You're going to get some soreness in those areas. If you don't have soreness or you don't have some kind of change that you're feeling, is there really a change taking place in those areas? So it's just one of those things. There's certain things that may be negative in the short term that are positive in the long term. And it's our job as a chiropractor. A lot of chiropractors don't do a good job of explaining that, and to the degree that may happen, but that's an extreme, just common thing that happens as a positive thing that really a lot of people may interpret as negative at first. There's neurological changes. These are all in the short term positive things as your body starts to heal and function the way it's supposed to. So I hope this was helpful. It went along a little bit longer than I wanted it to. But if you need anything, if you have any specific questions, drop it in the comments. I'd love to be able to answer those. Again, one of the biggest things that I can't overstate is how thankful I am for the people that do trust us. Even though you come in here with concerns, you may just ask. You leave. I expect you to leave with answers, clarity, and knowing that we'll never push a boundary of what's been asked. So appreciate you guys. Hope you have a beautiful rest of your day. Bye-bye.